It is time for a mega Cars on the Road color changers unboxing. This is going to be a lot of fun today, guys, because I never really used to do color changers videos back in the day when a lot of these new color changers from Cars on the Road were coming out. But, I still bought them. I just never really opened them up and reviewed them for you guys, tested them out, and all that fun stuff. But now that I do, I have definitely accumulated a lot of them, and I got some duplicates over the last year or so. So I just thought today it would be a lot of fun to do a mega Cars on the Road color changers unboxing. So that's what we're going to be doing. We got Doug Crankel, we got Diana Geardado, we got Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen, and we got Royce Revsley, who I don't know, might be my favorite one, or Diana. Actually, she's got to be my favorite because I did do a color changer tier list ranking, and I did put her, I believe, in the S tier. So, yeah, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But Royce is very cool. Diana is awesome too. I don't know, they're all cool except for, well, this guy for obvious reasons. But anyways, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, everyone. It's going to be a lot of fun today. I don't really know who to start with. I guess we'll start off from least to best. Save the best for last. Makes sense, I guess. This is just my opinion, but I think most people would agree that Doug Crankle here is probably the worst color changer of all time. But it's kind of funny that I'm reviewing the worst one ever with some of the best ones in a long time. And for Diana, I would say probably ever, because she's really, really cool. I love how she goes from like living to dead in a sense. Anyways, Doug Crankle, though, he is so bad because his body doesn't actually change color. Only his brain does, which is just so pathetic. I can't believe Mattel actually did that. I mean, I can because they've done stuff like this before. Like, just look at Race Tow Truck Tom when he got released as a color changer in 2010. Only the tiny little yellow paint strip on his side changed color, and it went from yellow to red, which is like the most boringest color change ever you could possibly get. So I don't know, very stupid on Mattel's part. This might even be worse because this isn't even paint. This is just a brain. I mean, I guess it might be better, but it's not. He's definitely worse than Tom. He can't be better because his color on his body isn't even the right color. They still got that wrong somehow. He's still gray, which, of course, as you know, Doug is supposed to be green. We talked about this many times before. But what's weird about this is that they actually screwed up the color on his artwork too, which doesn't make any sense. I don't really get how they did that. But he's even gray on the artwork, whereas I mean, in the episode he appears in, B movie, he is clearly green. But look at that artwork. Everything else is the same. I don't know why they made it gray. I don't know if they made it gray or this. Maybe this is the one that Pixar originally sent to Mattel. I don't know what it is, but either way, it's horrible. The brain does change from like purple to green, so I guess that's kind of cool. Green is how it looks in the episode, and then the purple, like reddish kind of color, is like typical color a brain would normally be. But here on the back, it just shows how it goes from cold to warm. So green is cold, purple is warm. Pretty cool. Not really, though, because it's Doug Crankle. Anyways, next up, Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen. Another one they kind of botched because they didn't put all the gear on top. But he does look pretty cool, of course, in the Legend episode of Cars on the Road, the Bigfoot hunting one. He goes from green to red, so at least his body changes color. But they forgot everything on top. They didn't put his roof rack. They didn't put his big old black box thing he has, like the luggage or whatever that is. They didn't put his roof lights on, so they really did screw it up. They really botched this release. But, I mean, I guess that the argument is he does kind of appear like this in the episode, but still, I feel like it's just Mattel's lazy way out, so I don't like it. But his artwork looks pretty cool. On the back, of course, green makes him, or cold makes him green, and then hot makes him red. So, classic color change from McQueen. Actually, not really. I guess he's never been to green before. I think this might actually be the first green McQueen, so that's cool. I guess that's why he's not totally awful. And then we have Royce Revsley from, of course, the Salt Fever episode. This one's really cool. I know it's just kind of a basic color change, yellow to orange. But I don't know. I just think he looks really cool. And I like the fact that he has black tires, not the ugly white salty ones. I think that's cool. And I like how his thing in the back is like exhausting. It actually like is kind of like it's a crevice. It goes in, you know what I mean? So that's accurate to how it looks in the show and on his artwork there. So that's cool. I just like this guy a lot, even though I know in 155 scale diecast form he's a peg warmer. I don't know why. I still really like Royce Revsley. I feel like he hasn't peg warmed as bad as some cars have, like Kirsten Marshall. And Rebels, he's really bad. And even Kay, she doesn't bagworm all that bad either anymore, at least. But she did for a long time. Same with Royce, he did too for a long time. Anyways, cold makes him orange, and then hot makes him yellow. That's a very pure yellow. I don't think he'll end up looking like that, but I guess we'll see. And then last but not least, of course, this is actually the best color changer. One of the best ones ever. Definitely the best in the last decade, in my opinion. Diana Geardado goes from black to green. And obviously, she's a ghost from the Lights Out episode of Cars on the Road. So it's kind of like she goes from living to dead. Assuming her color was once black. It probably was because a lot of old cars like this were black because I think that was the only paint they had available back then in the olden days. So I just think that's so cool. And when she's green, she really does look kind of like this stock image back here. Like she's almost translucent. Like you can almost see through her. So she's really, really cool. The cold water makes her black. Warm water makes her green. This is a cool one. I'm really glad I was able to get two. I looked a long time for a second one. I found a lot in the beginning, but then I didn't really think I was going to open one, so I didn't get two when she first came out, and then I ended up finding a second one, but it took a little while. Anyways, though, without any further ado, let's start unboxing these. I think we'll start probably with good old Doug Crankel. Now that was a lot of fun. I haven't opened a bunch of color changers like that, well, ever, to be honest. I don't think I've ever opened more than two at once before, so that was pretty fun. I gotta say, it's always fun, no matter what kind of car it is, to open a bunch of them at the same time. I'm gonna have to do like a mega unboxing one of these days. If I just accumulate a bunch of cars that don't really deserve individual reviews, I'll definitely have to do that one day, but I'm not there yet. Anyways, though, yeah, here are our four new color changers. Just for reference, in case you were wondering, Diana Geardado and Doug Crankel were both first included in 2023 color changers. I was going to say singles case Q, and then these two, Cryptid McQueen and Royce Revsley. Well, I guess, yeah, McQueen, he was in case R, and then so the following case after Q, and then Royce was in case S. Those were their debut cases, of course, and Royce Revsley was also with Blue Sheriff. He was another first look in that case. McQueen, he was kind of on his own. And then these two, they were actually with some other really cool ones too. There's like four new ones in that case. And those ones were President Mater and I think Sarge. Yeah, Sarge. So not too exciting, but I mean, Diana made up for the less exciting ones like Sarge and Doug, who kind of sucks. But she's really cool, so I can't wait to take a look at her. I don't really know who to start with. I guess once again we'll start with worst, and we'll work our way up to the best one. So I guess we'll have to start off with Mr. Dougie Doug here. So I'll put these guys back here. I'll probably start changing colors already. I wouldn't doubt it. But I have the regular Mattel metal die cast of Doug here. They don't look all that different. Of course, the size of the brain, that's a big difference. The model is the same though. Of course, now if you don't know who Doug is, I should probably tell you. He is a zombie actor from the B-movie episode of Cars on the Road. So the 7th episode, I just figured everyone already knew who this monstrosity is. That's why I didn't feel the need to really get into any details. But yeah, I don't know. He doesn't look that great as a color changer. He didn't look that great as a die cast. So obviously now he's plastic. He's going to look even worse. I feel like the gray looks somehow even duller than it did before. It's a really cool model, though. I'll give him that. The rims aren't as big for whatever reason. Like the black part of the tires are much thicker now for some reason. Very strange. He lacks all the details, and well, he didn't have any decals, but the details aren't really as strong here. He doesn't really have individual like window pieces and the mirrors. I think they're just connected now to the rest of the plastic. He has sticker eyes. He still has well, he has a, I guess that's a change. He has a smile now. So yeah, he doesn't even have, this expression is not good in my opinion, but at least it looked kind of like a zombie. He just looks dumbfounded though. He really doesn't look like a zombie. Like his mouth is huge in the episode and on his artwork too. But for some reason they didn't do that. I guess they would have had to raise up his suspension. That's probably why. And well, here on the color changer now he's smiling. So it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Even less sense than this one. I don't know. The brain is the real big deal here because it's going to change colors, but the back, things are looking pretty similar. Not really a great color changer in my opinion. Let's take a look at the base here. Oh, it's upside down. Looks like we got 3572 SD. So 357th day of 2022 he was made. So a little bit ago now. Anyway, so yeah, the brain, that is the big thing here. It kind of also lacks the details that the metal one has. This is plastic anyways, but still doesn't have the yellow on it, of course. It does have the veins, and the back doesn't have anything on either of them. The green is much darker, so it's kind of like two new colors in one, I guess, but not really. And who cares, anyways? It's just a brain. So yeah, I don't know. Is what it is. I think what. I think I'm gonna get all the cars reviewed first, and then we'll dunk them in the dunk tanks. Let's do that first this time, because then it's just gonna get everything wet. I've kind of learned from how I've done reviews before of color changers, and I think I know how to do them better now. Anyways, here is Cryptid Buster Lightning McQueen. We do have a metal version. I'm glad I waited, because if I would have reviewed him when he was brand new, then I wouldn't have had this one, because this one's newer than this one. Of course, this is a space creature McQueen without the tarp on, so he's not an alien anymore, or a space creature, as Mattel calls him. But he's in green right now, so won't be as good of a comparison. We'll have to compare him to the when he's in red later. But you can see all the camo on the sides. The red's actually already coming through. That was kind of strange. You got the CBC little logo there, which actually, Cars Diecast reveals, shout out to him, he asked one of the directors, I forget, I think it was something, Jay Ward, that's who it was. He asked Jay Ward, I think he was contacting him through Instagram or something. He asked him what this stands for, because we've always wondered. CBC, it just looks like the Mothman's like face or something like that. But like, what does it stand for? Because obviously, Cryptid Busters, would just be CB if they made it an abbreviation, but for some reason there's an extra C on the end. And he actually got back to him and he said it stands for Cryptid Busters Club. So there you go, Cryptid Busters Club. That's what that stands for. Pretty cool. It's funny because they never say Cryptid Busters Club in the episode. Like no one says that. They just actually refer to it as just Cryptid Busters. Maybe did they even call it a Cryptid Buster Squad at one point? I think they might. Anyways, Wayne County on the top because they're from Wayne County, of course. This McQueen is from the Legend episode of Cars on the Road. Little 95 on the back. This side is the same with the camo, the red rims, of course, and the little smile. Got the classic Radiator Springs on the Road logo on the hood there, but it is a sticker, unfortunately. The expression's actually pretty much the same as this one here, but not really the exact same. It's a little bit different. And obviously, not a separate plastic piece, because the whole thing's plastic. Take a look at the base. Once again, upside down. I don't know. Where's that date stamp? This one reads 3203 SD. All right. So 320th day of 2023. Wait, really? Is that what it said? Yeah, it does. 320th day of 2023. That's recent. This must. Oh, yeah, I got this one recently. That's why. I got him not too long ago. That makes sense, I guess. But yeah, these two McQueens, pretty much the exact same, but he's in green, so we'll have to compare them a little bit better later on. Anyways, here is Mr. Royce Revsley. He's already in his cool color, which kind of sucks. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise, but oh well. Here is Red Royce and Orange Royce. They actually look very similar. The only real difference is, well, he's plastic now, but like, whoa, what the heck happened there? All the decals are like the exact same, it looks like, but he has black wheels now instead, black tires, I should say, instead of white tires, because they're not salty anymore, I guess. The salt finally came off them, so that's pretty cool. This is probably as close as we're ever going to get to a black tire Royce Revsley. You put him in red, just deal with it. He's not metal, but either way, still pretty cool. Because Mattel does not seem interested in fixing the old Salt Flats racers for whatever reason. NIC probably stands for like Northern Illinois College or something. And then like some numbers on the bottom. OLA 6, I think. 5, yeah, 23A. 523A again, and then 1215R. And the orange lines, yellow swirls and stuff. Got the big old roll cage thing in the back with the exhaust coming out like the Easter buggy has. It's like his bunny tail. And then the brown base. Why does Royce always have a brown base? I don't get it. Even this one does. Even though he has the salty tires, he still has a brown base. Where is that date stamp? It's hiding on us. 0693ST. Huh, 69th day of 2023. So not all that, well, a year ago now, though. But pretty darn cool. As you can see, the decals are all pretty much the same. Oh, yeah, this is orange, these lines here, instead of red. There's a change. Does not have any silver trim or anything like that. And it even has a 523A again on the top. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, pretty much the exact same in terms of all the decals for the most part. I really like Royce Revsley. Even though he peg warmed a lot, I still really like him. He's a cool car. You can't deny that. And then here's Diana here, Geardado. She does not obviously. Oh, she's already turning black. Look at that. She does not have a 155 scale metal diecast from Mattel yet, so there's really nothing that we can compare her to. We can take a close, in-depth look at her, of course. I love that green, just like translucent. That is so cool. She's a very old model of car, very similar to River Scott. I probably should have brought him out here, but whatever. She does kind of share the same model as him, similar at least. And then got the big white headlights in the front, the big grille. Everything is green except for her headlights, and her mouth is painted white. She has the sticker eyes. No real like cool expression. Like she doesn't even have eyelids, so that kind of sucks. She doesn't look that great in that sense, but everything else looks great. I love that gradient, the black to green. That's cool. I just went to an apple orchard, and it was all decked out for Halloween. I gotta say, I'm into the whole spooky season now. We just closed the pool the other day, so I am kind of excited for Halloween now. I'm not a big Halloween fan, but I like the old spooky season. I just like going to stores and seeing all the spooky stuff. We got a place for a license plate, but no license plate there for some reason. And then no dents like River Scott has, so at least they didn't just use his model completely. He doesn't even have a color changer, so they did change the casting. And then on the base, oh, they did do Revo Costa, and he kind of also has the same model. Did him a couple times. 3502 SD. This is an older one. I think this is my original one, actually. I think I opened the old one. Maybe. I don't know. I had one from a while ago, and then I bought one recently because I was looking all over for her. I wanted to get two, and then I missed my chance, and then luckily she was included in a more recent case. So I was able to get one. All of our ice cubes melted, but it don't matter. It is now time to put Diana, I think we'll start with. Start with the best one this time, into the dunk tank. So I don't really know which one's which. I think this one's just back to green. Alright, we got her all green. Nice and green. There we go. Now we'll put her in the black. Whoa! That was cool. Put her in the cold, change her to black. I meant to say, that looks awesome though. Whoa. She's alive again. She was a ghost, and now she is back to being alive. Whoa. That is cool. I forgot. I did actually bring out another ghost. We have Mrs. What's her name? Dana Crankoff. No, not Dana Crankoff. What the heck? I'm blanking out. But she looks amazing in black. Wow. She looks like she's alive again. It's almost just like a black River Scott, which is kind of cool. Or a black Revo Cost, I guess, without the blown engine. A little bit. Didn't change there for some reason. My finger must have been on it. She already, like, she doesn't even feel wet. She almost feels like she has a matte finish. That's cool. Wow, she looks awesome. Really, really cool in black. I like that a lot. Really awesome looking car here. Let's put her back in green. I want to compare her to our other ghost friend. There we go. We got Diana Geardado, and she looks pretty darn amazing. I gotta say, I can't remember her name. Oh man, what the heck? What is Mallory Carhut? Oh my gosh, I was stuck on the D's. I was thinking Dana Crankoff, Diana Geardado, and just all these names are circling through my head. I was trying to remember, but keep the speech rolling. I didn't want to just stop talking, but I couldn't remember. There we go. I remember. I must do this every video now, though. Seriously, I don't know what the heck is wrong. Mallory Carhut. She's such a peg warmer late last year too, so I don't know how I could forget her name. The green, it's much different, but obviously because it's plastic, and I like it more actually because you can see through her. I think a little bit. There's like two lines there. I think that's like the inner parts of her. That is really cool. Get her all nice and green. Wow, she looks awesome. Really, really cool ghost car. I'm so happy to finally have her open because I want to review the tractor ghost soon. It'll be nice to have her on hand. Let's do, I guess, McQueen next. He's already starting to color change, so I don't know what the hot water will make him do. Oh, back to red. All right. Back to red for McQueen. Ooh, it's kind of a gross red, to be honest. I don't know if I like that. Our water's nice and hot, so it changed them. I don't always do the water hot enough. This time I warmed it up like a minute and a half. Yeah, this is a weird red. I gotta reach over here to get my other McQueen. I don't really want to get him wet. It's my only one. But yeah, this is definitely a kind of an ugly shade of red, if I'm being honest. But I guess it's like two unique colors in a way. You want to put it that way, put that spin on it. It really is just Mattel not really being able to get a pure shade of red when the other color change is green. It just makes it look darker and more washed out. So I don't really like it, to be honest, but whatever. Let's put him back to green. He looks better in green. The green actually looks really, really nice on this guy. I like it a lot. There we go. That's his nice color. I think it looks much better in green, especially because he has a camo, so almost gives off like an army kind of feel, which is kind of something we've never really seen with McQueen too. Well, I guess we have with like the mini adventure stuff. Anyways, though, next up, let's do Royce Revsley. Get out of here, McQueen. Had enough of you for now. Go off to the side of Mater over there. Which color or which color will Royce change into if we put him into the cold water? He won't change at all. It'll just stay orange. We're gonna get him. Oh, I was thinking he was gonna change to red. He's changing to yellow. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why. I was thinking red. That's kind of cool though. It's a cool color change. So yeah, that's actually two original colors for Royce. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even really think of that. I should have known because like I was saying earlier, I ranked all the color changers recently, and I put him pretty high for that reason alone. Because he can change to two unique colors, like the old Flow, which changes from pink to purple. Neither one is her regular color. And same with Royce, neither one is his regular color because he's usually red. So that looks cool. I didn't even think of that earlier. I was comparing him, like, oh, he's in the wrong color. I'll have to change him and then we can compare him. But it's not really much of a comparison because, I mean, he's not yellow in his regular form. That's cool. He looks really nice in yellow. I think I like him better in orange, to be honest, but he looks nice in yellow, I gotta say. Put him back to orange for a second. Yeah, I like him better in orange, just because the yellow decals pop. And yellow and orange go together really nicely. But both colors look really good on Royce. This is a nice color changer, actually. And I guess that brings us to our last one now. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to this. I didn't realize we saved the worst for last this time. Supposed to save the best for last, but not this time. Let's see if this brain, not even the card, let's see if the brain color changes. What the heck was that? You guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's like a weird, like there's something in there. Like something broke in him. Oh, I already hate him. I already hate this card. He doesn't even color change in the cold. Must be the warm. Can we get him to change? Oh, a little bit. It's sure is taking its time. Big old brain. This is hot water too, so can't blame me this time, Doug. Usually it's my fault because I don't warm the water up enough, but I did this time. A minute and a half is more than enough time. Look how long it's taking to color change. It's still not fully done. Look at that. Come on. Eee. It's just like regular brain color now. Ew, I don't like that. He's not even fully changed. Ugh, it's just a gross color changer. First of all, I just hate him in gray. He just doesn't look good in gray. And then, it's gross. I don't know. You know what would have been cool? If instead of the brain changing color, if you would have, that would have been kind of funny. If they, because, just to laugh at their mistake of making a gray Doug diecast, wouldn't that have been funny? If they would have made him change from this primer gray color to the right color green. That would have been really funny. Like a poke at themselves. Poke some fun at themselves, old Mattel. That would have been funny, but they didn't do that. They took the lazy way out and just made the brain change color. And they screwed up his regular body color again. Now, I don't want to really give them too much heat for it because it might be Pixar's fault. It probably is, to be honest. They probably just well, why would they want their zombies gray though? It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know. A lot of people say that it was probably them. They sent them the artworks of gray zombies, and then they did Doug first, so they just made his diecast gray. But I don't know. They had enough time to fix the mini racer, and they didn't do that either because Doug has a mini racer, and it's gray too. So I don't know. I'm just a little confused by the whole subject. But as far as I'm concerned, this color changer sucks. Let's put them back to green, half and half actually. Look at that. That looks kind of funny to be honest. That looks better than just one solid color because it makes him look even more stupid than he already looks. I'm sorry, I'm being mean to Doug, but I just don't like him. I don't like him as a die cast. I don't like him as a color changer. Oh, it's the wrong one again. Let's change Royce. Little half and half action there. Pretty sweet. He didn't change fully. Maybe my water is getting a little bit cold now. Because once you start putting the cold, like this water is really cold. This water is pretty hot. Once you start putting the cold water, it kind of like gets in there once you start mixing the two. Start color changing them, and then they start to kind of go back to room temperature. And this is a long video, but Royce looks cool, half and half. And then let's try to do Diana. Whoa, a little bit too much black there, Diana. Now it's a little bit too much green. Yeah, how about that? Whoa. That looks pretty cool. I love these videos because I can just have fun with the cars. Let's put McQueen. That's the wrong one. Put him into the warm water. Made him red. That looks pretty cool. The green is definitely different on Diana and then McQueen. It's very different shades of green. I think I like Diana's much more because it makes her look more like a ghost, like translucent, which is cool. You can see through her. Really cool. They're all cool except for Doug. He sucks. But look at that nice group shot of all four of our new color changing friends, all half and half. That's really funny. Let's put them all in now. Before you guys go, let's put them all into the cold. Whoa. Let's throw them all into the warm. Then we'll figure out which one we like best for all of them. Whoa, Doug's changing a little bit better now. A little bit faster, so that's good. Well, out of these, I can already tell you that my favorite one is Diana. She looks better in green, obviously, in her warm form. There we go. Doug, I don't know. I guess he looks better in, I guess, his warm form because the green's too dark, so I guess it looks better. I don't know. And then I think Royce looks actually better in orange, to be honest. Just a little bit better, though. He looks cool in both colors, but in his cold form, orange, I think he looks just a tad bit better. And then McQueen, again, just like Diana, definitely looks better in green, I would say. Very cool. It's funny how Diana changes to green in the warm water. McQueen changes to green in the cold water. But I guess that makes sense because she has a darker color change than McQueen does because he just changes to red, which is a lighter color. She changes to black, which is darker, of course. But anyways, let me know which color changer is your favorite from the video. Mine's definitely Diana, followed by Royce, and then McQueen in his green at least. And then, well, even so, he's still better than Doug. Doug is the worst one. But they're all cool, and you can probably find them still at a store if you look hard enough. Especially, I would say Diana. Probably not Doug, because he hasn't been in a case in a while. Maybe Royce and McQueen. But either way, you'll probably be able to find some cool color changes if you look. They're always stocked. I don't know why. They always stock the color changers, at least here in Canada, but not too often the singles. Not anymore, at least. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, though. I hope that you did enjoy this longer video. Many more color changers reviews to come, but who knows when the next one will be. Probably will be some 2025 stuff, hopefully. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time on the Cars Garage.